Hi, this is Brian Thayard, and these are messages to myself, for myself, all forms of myself, should you choose to receive them. Thank you for being a part of this channel and tuning in. Something mysteriously brings us all together, and I just want to acknowledge that. You didn't find this message at random or by accident. It's the perfect message for you today. Just out been hiking here in Ashland, Oregon, up on the side of one of these beautiful mountains. You can see the landscape here. Yeah. It's really good to get out and hike during this quarantine time if you can. Get in touch with nature. You see that tree behind me? She doesn't take anything personally. She's like your best friend. Don't take my metaphors too literally. But so the message for today is it's still not totally clear. I just felt the prompt and the inspiration to sit down and tune in. But I think it has a few tentacles to it. One of them is that you matter. You are so important and valuable, and I mean that in the deepest, truest sense. I'm not speaking to a mental construct or an idea or an image of yourself. I'm speaking to you. You. And the part of you that hears these words and resonates with them, or maybe resists them, that part, that aspect of yourself which is aware and conscious of this message is valuable, so deeply valuable, and cannot be estimated. It's so valuable. It's beyond precious. It's, you could say, without you, God is incomplete. And again, don't analyze these metaphors too closely because they fall apart, because God is never incomplete, always complete, and you are always complete. But it seems like during this quarantine time, lots of people may be faced with an idea that somehow their productivity is down, and that means something about you and or me or anyone, and it doesn't. I just want to say that it really, really doesn't. This is perfect, and you slowing down and the world slowing down with you is a precious part of global awakening. And hallelujah that you are a part of that. If you want to be consciously part of that, you can be. So together, the internet meme going around, you may have heard, where we go one, we go all. You can take that all the way to heart. Yeah, all the way to heart. And I think maybe another tentacle is that don't buy into illusions. Right now, lots of things out there that are just completely corrupt, and nothing's out there, as I mentioned in my first video. It's all in consciousness, and you are that consciousness, and so you can learn to recognize where all this seems to be happening, and you can learn to value the eternal just by wanting it. Your value of the eternal starts with your desire for it, your true desire. And illusions are clearly, they have a frequency to them. You could just tell when they come. It's like a hit to your heart in a certain way that just, it has a ring to it that is completely off. it's dissonant. It doesn't resonate in some deep way, and it could have the words could even sound kind of right, but underneath it, perhaps you can just tell, oh, something's not right about that. And so these illusions are, you could say what this corruption is based on. Or you could say illusions are based on corruption, and corruptions are based in illusion. And you can learn to recognize it just by tuning in to how it feels in your heart. And just the same way, you can tune into how it feels in your heart when something's true, because truth has a frequency to it and a ring to it. And if it uplifts you, if it feels like something in you perks up or resonates, or if the hair on your arm stands up, or perhaps if you're really resonating, if you're really vibing, you can trust that. Just want to say, really trust that, because the Spirit is the Spirit of inspiration, and it is with you always. It is always there. And your discernment of the truth and discerning between the truth and illusions happens, just as I mentioned, just because you want the truth. You naturally call forth the power of discernment to see through this matrix, however you want to call it, this perceptual simulation, this 3D experience. It's not bad in and of itself. I want to be really clear about that. It's actually beautiful. It's beautiful, but it's definitely a very, 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 very small part of your beauty. Your beauty is so much more, so much more, so much more. So, yes, so I think I think we're getting closer to the core of the message for today. The other, I think, not other, actually, the deepest part of the message is that you can discern so deeply and so clearly. You can discern like no other. You can discern as no other. You can discern beyond polarity, beyond conflict. Yes. And like no other. Each and every one of us is deeply and profoundly valuable. As I said, you matter. And so you can discern like no other. You can love the truth like no other. You can stand for the truth like no other. Stand for the truth like no other. Don't be a part of the problem. Don't buy into shields and swords and guns and defensiveness and fighting and war. However righteous those ideas may be motivated by, don't buy into it. Discern like no other. Be the answer. May we all join together in that true answer, that precious worth, and give it away. Give it to everything in this beautiful matrix, this beautiful, precious game of perception, game of love and forgiveness. May you all receive these words in such a deep way, good way, soft way, gentle way, loving way. May they land for you in a good way. And if they don't land, may their not landing serve you in a good way. I love you. Be well. Bye-bye for now.